that does not mean I'm not on the phones all the time looking at, at possibilities. I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't doing that. I'm also as realistic about what the trade market is and the opportunity. So I think that, yes, of course, if there was the right offensive player that could come in and could spark us, we would absolutely look into that. It's very difficult to find this time of year.
Are you trapped a little bit, though, with the player development of some really fine young hitters and them being the first names that come up when you do talk to other clubs about a deal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you have a good farm system, people are going to ask about those players. I mean, I'd much rather be in that position than have a system that's devoid of talent. But yeah, I think that some very good hitters get asked about a lot, and like I said, if something makes sense for us, we'll certainly look into it. I mean, I'm not trying to be stubborn and say we're not going to look outside this group. We absolutely will. I just think we have to be realistic on June 17th that we're going to have to start. That this is the group that is going to need to start hitting, in order to get where we need to go. And no one player, I think, is going to change that dynamic today.
You mentioned this idea a couple different times. Like, can you explain how, even if you desperately want to make a trade, like tomorrow, the trade store just isn't open? Could you explain the factors at play?
It's two things. I think a lot of teams are not willing to make deals yet. I think especially when you look at the standings and the third wild card, there's a lot of teams right around us. There's if you look at the standings today, there's just a lot of teams that are really close to a wild card spot, or so that I think has changed it. There's just fewer sellers. There's a lot of teams at this point, always at this point, that are just not going to make that decision yet. There's a few teams, but there's not many, and most teams are just not willing to make that decision today because there's a message to the fans that we're selling on June 17th. So those are two factors, and the third factor is simply the teams that usually want to make trades right now. They're sort of willing to do it if you pay a massive premium, which, let's face it, most people, it's hard to do that. You're doing something that's irrational. So I shouldn't say trade market's not open. It's just incredibly difficult to make those kind of transactions on June 17th, and those are some of the factors of why.
Well, that's helpful to know. And when you look ahead for the next several weeks, is it just a matter of how much capital you're willing to give up prospect-wise, and how much ownership is willing to
I think those are always the factors, right? Are you willing to, and again, I would underscore that there's just not a lot.
In terms of the
right now, there's not a lot of.
The next several.
Yeah. Yes, I think. The team's performance is going to have a significant bearing on that. Yeah.